Hey, what is going on, guys? This is Jason with Jadren Aquatics. Thanks for hanging out with me again. So I've been asked this question a bunch of times because I've bought so many shrimp lately. People want to know the update to see how they're doing. So I think since May of this year, I've bought about 28 different types of Caridina, whether you want to call them hybrids or whatever you want to call them as. But they're just different types of Caridinas that have been crossbred to create certain colors and patterns and whatnot. So we're gonna go around, we're gonna go tank by tank so you guys can see them, just so that you know. The majority of them I bought 10 at a time, a few of them I bought 5 at a time. I can't remember which ones I bought which. Obviously it's hard to film them when they're in a 10-gallon tank because they're not always gonna be in the same spot, so I put their favorite food out and in hopes that I'll be able to get the majority of them. So it's still not really going to tell you necessarily how they're doing. You'll be able to see probably the ones that are breeding and maybe the ones that are not breeding yet. The majority of the ones that I bought off of Ban, but some of the more common ones like the Crystal Blacks and the King Kongs, Red King Kongs, Black King Kongs, those are the ones that I actually bought from Rhode at Flip Aquatics. Those, I think some of those I bought maybe 25 or 30 or so at a time. So you'll see a lot more of those in the tank. Oh yeah, blue boats I also got from Rhode Flip Aquatics. All right, so let's go ahead and go tank by tank. All right, the first tank that we're gonna start off with, this is the, this originally was the Black King Kong aquarium. I had only bought like 5 Red King Kongs, so I decided to go ahead and combine them. That's why you'll see this one Red King Kong that's in there. But you'll notice there's quite a few small ones that are around, so these guys are definitely breeding. You'll also see there's all sorts of different types of grades of King Kongs in here. But these guys are obviously doing very well. Again, these are ones that I actually got from Flip Aquatics. So that you guys know also, I've got a new macro lens that I'm using right now. So you guys can get a little better pictures or a little bit more close-up of them. All right, next tank we have here, these are red tie-tie bees. And as you can see, these guys are definitely breeding. These, I'm pretty sure I only got 10 of these. But you can see there's quite a few small ones that are in here also. Now these are some of the ones you don't really know what you're going to get when they start breeding out. So I've got to start culling them and deciding you know, what type of attributes I'm looking for to keep out of them. A lot of these are starting to look like fancy red tigers, but they're more clear than they should be. All right, this tank right here, these are red bolts. This is one I think I actually got 15 of these. But this is one of the tanks that seem to have taken off the fastest and begin to breed the fastest. Because there are a lot of babies in this one. So these guys are doing really, really well. Next tank we have, these are red Pintos. Now I bought these 2 different times. The first time that I bought them, they were basically they were the fishbone type ones, the ones that kind of have these marks across the back that look kind of like a zebra or a fishbone. And then later on I bought some ones that are called white dots. And come to find out, one of them is kind of a German Pinto and one of them is more of a Taiwanese Pinto. So I think I'm actually going to take these guys and split them up into more what they are. These guys have had a few babies I've seen in here, not a whole lot. All right, next tank we have here, these are blue Pintos. These are ones that I think I bought 5 of these guys, and you can only see 2 in here right now, but I know there's at least 5. But I've yet to see any babies come out of these so far. This is another tank that's doing really, really well. This has 2 different things in it. It's got King Kong Extremes, which are basically black King Kongs with just white tails. And then Santa Reds. And as you can see, these guys have been breeding like crazy. And so I'm getting all sorts of stuff. We've got a bunch of just kind of regular King Kongs in here. And some of them are really looking like super crystal blacks. I don't know enough of the difference how to tell, but I don't really see how that's what they could be. Even though the reds are super crystal reds that end up forming these Santa reds. And as you can see, I'm getting all sorts of different colors that are coming out of the reds also. So I need to get these cold and get these separated also. But these are doing really, really well. This was another instance where I didn't have enough tank space, so I ended up having to combine these. It's funny, you see this one that just looks like a yellow King Kong over here, but it's more kind of orange. You just don't ever know what you're gonna get when these things start reproducing. It's kind of cool to watch the genetics. All right, next one we have, these are tang ties. This is another tank that's doing really, really well. As you can see, there are lots and lots of babies in here. This is another one I think I started out with 10. And they are just breeding away. These are another one that I need to start culling and start trying to decide which direction I want to go with these. A lot of them are kind of starting to just look like regular tangerine tigers. Next one we have here, these are red safaris. These guys I bought 5 of. I'm not exactly sure what the difference is between a safari and a fancy. It seems like the safaris maybe are a lot more focused on white. You can only see 3 right now in this picture, but I know there's more than that. And I think I have seen a few babies in here, but not very many. All right, next tank we have, these are yellow King Kongs. And then I also have a few starburst, or stardust, I'm sorry, that are in here. Those are the ones that are kind of real clear, and they've got some kind of wild looking patterns on the inside of them, but as you can see, the majority of what's breeding in here right now are these yellow King Kongs. These things are going crazy also. Again, this is one I think I started out with just 10. I'm not the biggest fan of these because they look just like yellow Neos. In fact, I'm not even sure how you tell whether or not someone actually has these or their Neos. Next one we have are just regular crystal reds. Now these guys are the first ones that I imported with my my local fish store. I got 100 of them and I lost every single one of them. There's 2 big adults in here that I did get from Flip Aquatics. And then about 2 weeks ago, I bought off of getgills.com about 25 of these small ones here to try to replenish this tank again, because again, there was only 2 in here total. So these guys haven't been here very long, so I've had no breeding whatsoever out of these. I got a feeling the 2 that I both have, I think are probably both males. All right, next group we have in here are super tigers. These guys are doing really well. You'll probably see some of the babies that are in there. You can probably see there's a couple of females that are buried right now. So again, these guys are doing really good, reproducing well. And again, all the shrimp I have in here, none of them are, I haven't had any of them more than I think 5 months when it comes to the Caridina. And some of these I may have only had, some I've only had maybe 2 months. But I didn't write down the dates I bought these, so I'm not 100% sure. Alright, here's the crystal black tank. These are definitely ones that I got from Rhode Flip Aquatics. Probably got about 25 of them. Again, these are some that needs to be culled. You can see that there's some reds starting to be thrown in here also. Alright, the next one we have here, these are blue bolts. Again, this is another one that I got from Rob from Flip Aquatics. I think I got about 25 of these guys. These guys are doing really well. You can see there's a lot of babies that are in here. You can see all different types of grades. There's quite a few extreme blue bolts in here also. Alright, this tank has, it's got 2 different things. It's got orange eye red ghost and orange eye red ghost and orange eye black ghost. Some people call them hollow eyes, I think, also. This is another one that's doing really, really well. But again, I think I started out with maybe 15 or so of each one of these. And the black ones I haven't had any very long. So if I was you and you're trying to work on building a colony, I would try my best to buy like 20 or so at a time. I think it'll just, you know, speed up the bursting of your colony more than anything. 5 is just too slow. Yeah, I know they're expensive, but it just, if you're trying to breed them, you just need to. I wish I hadn't bought so many different types and spent more money buying more of the ones that I had. If I could go back and do it again. All right, next one we have here, these are next one we have here, these are blue steels and red steels. I've got these guys mixed together. These guys are doing well. I think I got about 10 of each one of these. The steels I'm not 100% sure, because in my red bolt tank I have some that seem to look exactly like these do. And so I know they're kind of supposed to have more of a metallic look, but I don't really know how you know for sure, you know, whether or not I should move some of my red bolts that look just like these in here or not. Again, I'm still learning this, so a lot of it's still pretty new to me. But this tank's doing good, definitely reproducing in here for sure. All right, the next one we have here, these are red super tigers. You saw the super tigers that I had earlier, but these are the ones that actually have red bodies. These guys, I know I've only had these for a few months, and again, I think I got 10 of these, so I don't think I've seen any babies yet, and I don't know if I see anything that's buried or not. And you know, sometimes you don't really know when you're buying these from other breeders. Most of them like to ship them kind of small, so you don't necessarily know what you're going to get. And then I've heard of other breeders that will only send you like all males, so that you don't breed them. But I think most stuff I get in is pretty small. It'd be pretty hard to do that. All right, the next one we have here, these are red fishbone galaxies. Again, they've got that fishbone pattern on them, like this guy right there. But then they also start getting the little kind of white dots up around the top part of them. That starts creating that, what they call like a galaxy pattern. These guys I've only had probably a month, so they definitely haven't started reproducing yet. I think I only got 5 of these, and I can count 5 right now. Next ones I got, these are some of my favorite shrimp. Not necessarily the ones that I have, but the way these red calicos look. It's one I really, really wanted, but when I bought these, I knew the ones I were buying were really, really small. So these have actually grown up quite a bit. So when they first came in, I had no idea if they were going to look like red calicos or not. I was definitely trusting the buyer that I was buying them from. And you can see they're starting to take that, you know, bright yellow body with the red stripes. So these guys are doing good. I've only had these about 2 months, so they definitely haven't been reproducing yet. I bought 5 of them. Right now you can see 3. Again, in a 10-gallon tank, man, it's hard to find these sometimes. So sometimes you just don't know how they're doing. So again, that's why I put their favorite food out, to have the best chance of picking up the most I can. Okay, the next one that we have, these are called raccoons. To me, these are just another type of super tiger, I think. I'm not exactly, they just have to have, they seem to have bigger stripes. Again, these are the ones I've had about 2 months. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I did buy 10 of these. Haven't seen any babies yet. All right, next one we have here, these are super crystal blacks. I think I only got 5 of these, and right now I only see 2. I've had these probably about 3 months, but I haven't seen them reproducing at all yet. Next thing I have, these are orange eye blue tigers. These are another one of my favorite looking ones, but these guys just don't come out for certain foods. Like the food that I put out, none of them are coming to it. We just happen to have one back there. I bought 5 of these guys, and I never see more than 1 at a time. So I don't know if that means I have just 1 left or not. Now this is actually the second time I bought these. One of the first times I bought them, I actually got them from somebody that imported them in. And again, like the problems I have with other imports, I lost all of them. Never saw them die, I just know they weren't in the tank anymore. You guys can see back there in the corner, these are some black galaxy tigers. These are more of a pretty high-end shrimp. This is another one that I bought 5 of. These guys are kind of expensive. This is another one I don't know exactly how many I have, truthfully, because it's another one that I only see about 1 at a time. All right, and here we have fancy tigers. This is one I think I originally got 5 of, to tell you the truth. And you can see there's quite a few young ones in here, so these guys are definitely reproducing. There's a big one right up there, big female. These are some other ones that are really cool looking. These guys are doing really, really well. All right, next one here, these are black fishbone galaxies. This is kind of a funny story because you see all these red ones that are in here. I have no idea what the heck is going on. There is no way these red ones came from these guys. These look just like normal cherry shrimp. And so I don't know, I truthfully, I don't have any idea how these ended up in here. There's no way that these things spawned and these red ones came out. So you want to talk about something that's highly confusing? I've already pulled 5 or 6 of these red ones out, so I'm still working on getting the rest of them out. So as of yet, I haven't seen any of these actually producing any babies. And these guys I know I've probably had 4 or 5 months. These are one of the first tanks that I got set up. So I definitely got to get the rest of those cherry shrimp cold out of there. Assuming they are cherry shrimp. All right, next one we have here, these are blue bolt masuras. I think I got 5 of these to start off with. I think I've seen a few babies that are in here. When I bought these things, they were pretty small, so they were pretty much babies themselves. I need to get some of those. I need to get some of those snails out of there. As you can see, when I put the food in there, the snails just go crazy. And last but not least, this is the Shadow Panda tank. I think I bought 5 of these, and as of right now, I don't see any. I know the other day I saw 2 of them, like a couple of days ago. So I know there's still some in there. They just aren't terribly excited about this food either. All right, so there you have it, guys. There is the update on all of the shrimp I have bought. As you can see, I've lost very few of these. They've all done very, very well. And I'm very excited. It makes me thinking I'm some kind of pro at this when I know I'm not. I've had a lot of help from Rob from Flip Aquatics telling me exactly what to do. I've watched a lot of his videos explaining how to set up substrate and RO water and remineralize, and I know that's what made me very successful, just arming myself with knowledge before I got into these things. So if you guys have any questions or comments, be sure and leave them down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, be sure and hit that subscribe button. So thanks again, guys, and God bless.